Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. MichelleChanel here, and thank you for clicking to watch today's video. Today, we are going to be getting snatched, okay? I'm gonna show you how you can basically change your whole face structure. And it's really an all where and how you apply your products to get that snatched look, like that lift. That's what we're going to be doing today. So I hope you guys enjoy. Go ahead and subscribe and let's move on. Subscribe, move on. Click it. Go ahead. Okay. All right, so the first step you want to take, the first thing you want to do, you want to have a ponytail that hurts. It needs to hurt. It needs to be lifting things that probably shouldn't be pulled on. No, I'm just kidding, guys. You don't want anything to be pulling too much. Personally, it doesn't bother me. Like, once my ponytail hurts, I feel it for a little bit, and I just be like. But first, we're going to start off by the brows. Now, with the brows, what I like to do, I like to have a straight brow. So, I really don't have that much of a tail naturally to begin with. So, it was nothing for me to go ahead and just take off a little bit on the sides here. And, ooh, greasy. Take off a little bit on the sides here and then create a straighter brow. But straighter brows do give you that lifted look. So it's up to you if you want to shave your tails, if you want to master that. But if you do have a curve in your brow, you just want to make sure it's really defined. Going outward more than downward. A downward brow to me sounds odd anyway. But let me go ahead and apply these brows. All the products that I use are going to be listed down below because it's really not about the product. It's just how you apply it and what you apply it with. So all the products, I'm not going to focus on what I'm using. I'll just put it down below. Look crazy, but it's okay. They will blend in with time. I always hate the way they look before foundation. But now I'm going to move on with foundation, and this is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm going to go in and add that. I'm not priming today because I actually don't really need it right now, so I'm going to hold off on primer, hold off on silicone primer. And I'm gonna wash this directly off. I don't need it to last for any time. Okay, now we're gonna push into concealer. Now with concealer, the object of the game is to not go too far down, or as I would say, past the nose, past your nose. And also, this is something I don't usually do because usually this is it. But for Snatch, I actually take it up some into this area. Okay, so you want to bring it down under the eye as usual. That's usual. And then you want to drag some upward. And this is my normal shade concealer. But for more of a snatch, you want to go in with one as well that is lighter, which is what you would call your highlighting concealer. And you don't want to bring it all the way down, but you do want to apply it the same way as far as under the eye and out. And with the rest of the face, you just want to go in as normal. I'm going to take this a little bit higher than usual because it's all about the height, you know? I feel like it's just all about the height. Take some in between the brows. Gotta snatch the nose. Around here. There we are. Okay, now if you want to incorporate cream contouring, you definitely can. I am, just for the sake of the video, and I'm going to actually place this higher. My cheekbone is right here naturally, but I actually placed it higher. And so that's what you want to do. So here's my cheekbone right here. And I'm going to place it up higher. More upward. And then go in as normal around the perimeter. And I'm actually gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to blend it out. This, as you can see with the concealer, I use the regular blending sponge, and this is the Real Technique sponge. And for the cream contour, I'm actually going to take this brush from Morphe, and it doesn't have a number on it, but this is the small, I call it a small concealer brush. And this is from their Getting Started bundle collection. I actually recently just bought that. It's a really good brush set for beginners. And I'm going to use this small brush to blend out the cream contour. What you want to make sure you do is actually take it up. You don't want to take this down because it defeats the purpose of the snatch and where you placed it. You didn't place it above your cheekbones to have it on your natural lining of cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you are taking this up. You can see the contrast with the two colors, which will be blended out with the sponge that we use for foundation, and it will blend right in. So yeah, just keep on blending. And this takes time. I know we edit a lot of things, but we actually sit here and do this for quite some time. So don't think it's supposed to be a 1-2 because it's not. Make sure everything is married together. Go back in with your foundation sponge for correction, and you should actually be good. Okay, now we're gonna get into setting the face. So for the powder, you just wanna take your powder however you take it. I'm gonna take it on my sponge here. My first layer of powder will be thin. That's what I've been trying to do lately anyway. And I'm gonna take that up under on the concealer. And I'm gonna take it all the way up and all the way out. Very thin layer. You can see that it's set because you see the mattification compared to this side. Even though it was a thin layer, it's still somewhat set. It's not fully. But I'm gonna take that again, same technique. Back of the hand, and then set. A good way to also set to make sure you get that nice line is by using a makeup wedge. So I'm letting that sit there for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face, and then I'm gonna place some on my eyelids because we're gonna go in with a light eyeshadow look later. Definitely letting the nose sit for some time. I always do. Okay, now we're gonna get into a simple eye look. The palette that I'm gonna use is the Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn, and add some nice browns in here, neutral shades, which is what I want to use. Actually, I might use a few browns from the Morphe 3502 as well. I'm gonna start off with this skin tone brown just to make sure I have a transition shade. This shadow you won't see. I use it because it helps blend, but you won't see it, honestly. And I'm gonna keep everything that I use toward the outside corner of my eye. Now I'm gonna go in lightly with this shade called Pyramid in the palette. And I'm going to focus that in the same place I did the first one, toward the outside, and you'll see the outer V start to form, just that quick. And with these shadows, you really just want to use a light touch and just blend. So I do feel like it is a good idea to have a good quality of shadow so you don't have to go in so heavily. ColourPop is a great place to start. Great quality shadows, I promise. They show up, they are pigmented for the low, you know? So now I'm taking this shade called Fade, which is actually the darkest shade of brown I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna use this on the bottom right here, just up against the lash line and up against the angle very closely, keeping it on the inner part of the eye. And that just thickens right here and creates a lot of definition. You can even take it out a little bit and it'll make your eye look bigger. And see, that just adds to the snatch, you know, like it's going up, you can see what's happening here. Now I'm going to take this packing brush. This is a Morphe brush as well that came in the Getting Started. I'm thinking maybe Lotus. And this is the Ace Beauty Scarlet Dusk palette. It's mauve, but nonetheless, but I really want to mattify this out, blank that out with something, you know. So now you're gonna go in with liner. What you want to do, your outside line, you just want to make sure, especially for hooded eyes. So this technique I'm going to be discussing is hooded eyes, because I can't explain for someone who doesn't have hooded eyes. I'm going to go right along the line of the end of the eye look. You can see where your powder starts and your eyeshadow starts. That's where I'm going to start this wing liner. So you're going to go up, not too far. You just want to make sure you're going in the same direction. I'm actually going to start not on the end of this line because that's actually where the point will be, but I'm going to go down a little bit from that, and the end of the line of my hood right here, I'm going to go as close to that as possible, and I want to go straight or diagonal, but to me that's pretty straight, and make my wing. So there's the wing. For right on the lash line, I actually want to make sure that that's not too curvy. I like a straight liner for snatching instead of like a wing. Like, you know, that's never been really my type of wing. Let me do wing too, and then we'll apply lashes and talk about the lash style a little bit. One more second. Actually, for bronzer, I'm going to use my Alamar brush. As you can see, it's fluffy, it's angled, it's flat. With bronzer, you want to hug your concealer. So I don't care if you feel like going down here. That's not the point. The point is you need to take it up against your concealer. And now I'm going to use that brush that I talked about earlier that I was about to use to... And with the contour, it'll feel weird because I want my contour to be right under my bronzer, but you'll be contouring where your cheekbone is. So you just want to take that up, 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 up. At the end of the day, the best lash to use for this for a further snatch is a demi lash, and that is the lash that goes, I don't think I'm going to use these, but I just want to show you guys an example. That is smaller on the inside and gets bigger on the outside. The cat eye lash. These are a little bit more straight. Not saying you can't use these, but it really won't enhance the snatch. You know what I'm saying? So these are beautiful, but they don't enhance the snatch. I'm gonna use my Lancome Long Time No Shine powder, and this is actually a beige tone powder. I'm going to take a little bit of this on the edge of my sponge. Tap the excess off on the back of my hand, and I'm going to further highlight my under eye with this. And I'm going to take it right up in here, and I'm going to add the most of this powder right up here under the wing, straight line. That will make the snatch pop more. You feel me? What I do want to do now, I'm not going to take this powder all the way in like I normally would, but this is the same Lancome powder. I'm only going to take it on the edge of the contour. Now I'm going to take some of that dark brown shadow we used only on the outer edge of my lower lash line. And I'm going to take a tiny eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use that to dust away the powder. This look. Lower lash mascara. Okay, for blush, I want to take something orangey, and I'm placing it toward the back of the face. Highlight, you want to place that upward as well. Usually I try to keep it inside, but I'm just going to make it more of a upward line instead of outward. Boom. You know, a little bit of the forehead. I'm satisfied with that. I'm going to throw on a nude lip, and yeah, we'll close out the video. Y'all, no. I don't understand. This looks so good. I want to say that even though we are quarantining and eating those snacks, we can still give snatch. Contour those snacks away. What snacks? What was it? But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Welcome to my new foundation routine. You guys have a good day. Thanks.